Hello, and welcome back to New Mom. Today on the show, I sat down with my friend, actress Maria Canals-Barrera. You may know her as your favorite mom from Wizards of Waverly Place and from Camp Rock, but Maria is also an incredible mom to two beautiful young adult daughters. She has a very strong faith. We have great conversation about her life raising her daughters while working on Wizards and Camp Rock, her marriage. I admire her in so many ways. I also want to plug that Camp Rock 3 is coming out this summer 2026. So excited. So anyway, I had a lot of fun with Maria. I think you guys will enjoy it. So without further ado, here's the beautiful, gracious, lovely Maria.
No, I'm not a new mom.
No, you're a very, very wise mom.
Thank you.
A seasoned mother. Thank you for being here. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. I'm excited for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
This is a great idea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a space that I've desired for a long time. Like the whole time I was pregnant, I really wanted to get to listen to a bunch of these conversations. And so creating this space that I felt like I would have loved to have had or I needed in pregnancy and in early motherhood is so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the time in our lives when we want to know from others that have been there, you know, mom information.
Yeah,
and
I feel
there's
like
always new stuff to learn and new products that are better than the older products. And
so true.
you know, I don't know how many of those breastfeeding pillows I tried. I think we bought every single one of them, right, babe? I was like, well, that one's better. And luckily at the time we could afford it, so I wanted to try. Maybe that one's easier because
try all of them.
It can hurt your back. It can.
Oh my gosh, because it's that now they have the boppy or they have the breastfeeding. I forget my breast friend. I don't know.
remember
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
Yep, I had that one.
I was so committed to breastfeeding because everybody was saying it's so important and it's so good, and it wasn't easy. It hurt.
I remember you telling me this maybe when I first told you I was pregnant. You
Yep.
started telling me.
I warned you.
If you're like, if it hurts, what'd you say? Just keep going. Like
Yes.
it might hurt because people say it's not going to hurt.
Yeah, because when we took the class, the lady said, well, it's not supposed to hurt. So if it hurts, then the baby's not latching on correctly. So I was like, ow, I guess
like,
it's
must
wrong.
not be
So I
right.
would unlatch her and do it again, unlatch her and do it again. And David said, they misled us
So did it make?
because they should have said, hey, for some of y'all, it smarts a lot. And they didn't. So I kept, first of all, I was sensitive. And then I thought, oh, I must be doing it wrong. So I kept.
Which makes it worse.
Which makes
because
you
then
more tender.
Yes.
And
Ooh.
then but I was so committed because I thought, this is the best thing. And I just imagined myself being this earthy mom, even though I'm very glamorous. I'm also
Yeah, we
very
know
like
that.
earthy. I was like, I'm going to nurse my baby. And
Yeah.
and it's so funny because I had heard that La Leche League, which is an organization, La Leche is the milk in Spanish, that they were very militant and, you have to, bad, they would, this is what I heard. I'm not saying this is true. That they were very judgmental and,
It was like you have to breastfeed.
Yeah, the women that don't breastfeed aren't doing the best for their kids and all that. And I was like, and then I would go to the class and I would see all these moms nursing and they were able to have conversations.
They're just casually nursing.
Right, where I was like, it was killing me. And in that class, which was not a La Leche League, it was a breastfeeding class from, through the hospital. And I felt like I couldn't talk about formula in there because it was so not welcome.
taboo.
Like I saw a little boy walking and I'm like, wow, he's so beautiful and strong. And the mom was like, 100% breast milk. Only breast milk, 100% breast milk. I'm like, yeah, wow.
Wow, this is the way.
That's so cool. And I felt like, and I remember asking the teacher, why is formula bad again? Well, it's not that it's bad. It's just, it's
This
not
is
the
best.
optimum. And
So did you breastfeed the whole way through then?
well, this is what happened. I was suffering so much and we were going on like 6 weeks and my older daughter, my first baby, was losing, she wasn't gaining the weight they're supposed to gain back. And I was so upset and I called La Leche League. And I was crying and I told them how difficult it is. And they said to me, well, Maria, there are many ways to nurture a child. You don't have to breastfeed. But if you want to breastfeed, you lock yourself up in your room for the weekend and tell your husband, I'm not taking any calls. And you nurse that baby. And I was like, okay. And I couldn't wait till Friday. I started on Thursday. I was so motivated. I remember clearly. And I said, David, I'm not taking any calls. I'm going to nurse this baby. And I remember I kept trying, and I put her down, then I tried, knowing that, well, I can always quit because there's more than one way to nurture a baby.
So that helped you, hearing you don't have to do this.
I'll start again tomorrow. I'll try again tomorrow. If it doesn't work today, well, I'll try again tomorrow. If it doesn't work today, I'll try it again tomorrow. And every day got easier and easier.
Really?
And before I knew it, I was one of those moms with my baby, just having a conversation.
Okay, so for moms that are listening, the pain did lessen as you and Bridge figured it out.
It sure did.
Okay.
And the people I thought, because of hearsay, that were going to be tough and militant, gave me the grace. You can always quit. But if you want to, keep trying. So I just kept trying. I could always quit tomorrow. I'm going to try again. I can always quit tomorrow, like I said. And it was amazing. It was amazing.
Funny how the freedom.
Yes.
I feel the same way because when I started breastfeeding, I was locked in on like, I'm doing this. And then the second that Connor and I sort of discussed, and I had a few really sweet friends pour into me and be like, you don't have to do this.
Right.
It was really helpful in my journey to just know I'm going to try my best. And also I don't have to do this, but that's so amazing. I'm so glad you had a positive breastfeeding experience because it can be challenging after much. And what about with your second, with Madeline? Was that easier?
Madeline, it's so funny because I knew, you'll know what to look out for, what proper latching is. And more importantly, you will know it's smarts. A lot for some of us if you're sensitive in general, and I am.
I am too.
So it was much better.
Okay.
But I remember how amazing that experience was. I just couldn't imagine not feeling pain. So it's good to be realistic about the expectations and to have grace with yourself, much like La Leche League had grace with me over the phone.
That's so good.
It was amazing.
I love that. Okay, well, before we get too far in, hi, you're my friend. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
This is fun.
Yes.
I'm glad we just went on a little breastfeeding tangent.
Yes,
That was
I don't
amazing.
think I ever told you that.
No, I literally just learned so much. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So you are actress, mother, amazing wife, wonderful friend to me.
Right, babe, you got that part, amazing wife.
Yeah. Yeah, David's here too. Yeah. And mom to two young adult daughters, Bridget and Madeline.
Yes, happens
beautiful,
so quickly.
beautiful women, young women, which is crazy.
It sure goes by fast. Everybody tells us it goes by so fast. And you're like, yeah, okay.
Sure.
You're like
tired.
And then all of a sudden, middle school and then in high school, you're like, oh, they were right. It does go by so fast.
Oh my gosh,
It's true.
Every mom says it, and it's so sweet. Parents will stop us on the sidewalk all the time, especially older men. We get that a lot. Older men stop us.
Oh.
The two of us together with Archie,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Hey, I know everyone says it, that these are the days. Like it's going to go so fast, and it's really fun when they're older. But just know, like, soak it up." And
Well, I imagine it's older men because men miss out on so much because usually they're the ones working long hours.
they get a little less time.
Yeah, because usually moms are taking care of the baby.
That makes sense. Yeah,
But that's great that they're telling you that,
Yeah.
and some people bristle at other parents giving them advice or tips. And, I never have had a problem with that. And I remember talking to other moms in my Mommy and Me group. They didn't like it.
when people gave advice.
Yeah. When strange, it would come up, when other people, I remember a friend of mine said, hey, they were new parents. And he said, I'd like my wife to come to your Mommy and Me group. And lovely, beautiful, wonderful woman. She came and somebody said something about not eating meat, or I don't remember, some person had strong opinions about veganism. It wasn't even like we were, like the teacher was saying, you need to be, but she didn't like that or something. I remember something about what kids should eat, what kids should not eat, what mothers should, something
People
ideas.
are very sensitive about these topics.
She got really defensive about it. And another time, and I know that sometimes people do cross the line and they get in your business,
Yes,
but
with pregnancy too, people
I don't know if
make
it's
comments.
because our parents weren't in LA, we're two actors and we met out here and we're becoming parents, and my family's in Florida and his family was in Texas, that I just welcomed it. I couldn't wait
You soaked up the comments.
yeah,
and the
that's why I
wisdom,
think coming back to your podcast, I think a lot of moms are going to love it because there's so much to learn, and it's so
Yeah,
important
there
to know
is.
that you're not alone in the biggest, hardest, most important job in the world, ladies.
Yeah, that's true.
No pressure.
We're all doing
no pressure.
And it's nice. It's nice to have the combination of like we can all share these things, and then also kind of like what you're saying, the people that you called about breastfeeding, like, hey, there's lots of ways to do this, but
Yeah.
here's also some,
Yeah.
we can still share some of our wisdom.
Sure, yeah.
So we met, gosh, it would be how many years ago now? Maybe 4.
I'm terrible with
5
time.
years? Yeah, okay. I think it was 5 years ago. 4 years ago.
I think it was more than that.
Was it 2021?
Because it was before COVID.
It was 5 years ago.
Wasn't it? Or was it after
No,
COVID?
it was after COVID. We met on a movie. You played my mother-in-law. Yes. And David, your real life husband, played my father-in-law. You guys got to
Yes.
work together, which is precious.
Very.
Yeah. And then my mom and dad on the film, Bart Johnson, Robin Lively,
Yes.
they were also a married couple.
Yes. That
Was
so
that
cool.
was that like? Did you guys have a conversation before you signed on to that movie to do it together? How did that come about?
No, I think the director, David, just thought it would be great to cast these two couples that
Yeah.
were perfect for the roles, and they
I mean, you
happened
guys
to be
were
married
perfect.
couples. They were wonderful. Those scenes with you and Bart, especially, were just.
It's a great movie. It's called
so
Strong
good.
Fathers, Strong Daughters.
Strong
and it
Fathers,
was
Strong Daughters.
a very heartfelt, family-oriented film.
Yes,
And
it was
yeah.
very. What I appreciated about it, especially, is that there were a lot of realistic scenes that are challenging. That's just not It's just not a feel-good movie in every moment. There
It
are
was real.
challenges,
Yeah, it was well written.
raising teenagers
Mm-hmm.
and young adults. It was a really good movie.
Yeah, and disagreeing with your children's the choices, and I think there was some good stuff with Bart and I on that topic, and with the girl who played Kayla, who played my younger sister.
Yes.
It's a good film. Check it out,
It's
guys.
an excellent film.
Yeah, but we met, and I think the first day that I met you and David, you guys were in the hair and makeup chairs, and I maybe overheard you talking about your girls or something. I'm like, oh, well, they sound like a really sound, wise, loving couple, and then they're also like lovingly talking about their daughters. I had just gotten engaged, which is funny because I played a fiance in that movie. I played like a
know,
new
it's so
bride,
perfect.
and I had gotten engaged the day that I booked the movie, which is so crazy because
So
we did not
beautiful.
plan that. But so I was all excited about getting
I
married,
remember.
and then I'm just witnessing these beautiful, godly marriages in front of me, and you and David were wonderful. And so I think I just kind of like, shoved my way into the conversation and was like, you guys are really great.
You were like, I'm engaged, and my husband and I also love God. We're Christians too, and we're both actors. And I
Yeah,
was
that's
like, oh
true.
gosh.
I was really inspired. You're like, oh, good luck. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
But
it's challenging to
it
be an
is.
actor, and then it's challenging. Everything's challenging. I'm not saying woe is,
Yeah, but it's
you know,
it's a
not
specific
having job
dynamic.
security is an extra little layer of fun.
Yeah.
You
Gotta
you
love
just
that.
go from project to project to project, and most people that aren't in show business or in more regular, steady jobs don't have to worry that much about what their next project is. That's what I mean.
It looks different than a lot of people's marriages and the job when you're both creative.
When you both have that challenge, and,
And
that's why you
that's-
have to love your profession. You have to love being an actor. You have to love the doing of it. You have to love the entertaining, becoming somebody else, recreating moments. You have to love it because it's so challenging.
Yeah,
So then you
that's
were
true.
both actors, and
And you had kids, and we were Christians. We were
Yes.
getting married. We both were actors, and we also I wanted a family one day, and we just didn't have a lot of those examples in our lives. So meeting you guys was just a blessing, honestly. Because I'm like, okay, I see you guys. I mean, how long have you guys been married? Years.
26 years, right, babe?
26
Soon to be
years.
27.
That is amazing.
I
That
know
is
it is,
amazing.
and that's another
an
thing that flies
accomplishment.
by.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my, we had our wedding pictures on the coffee table for like 7 years, right, babe? And I was like, oh, I guess we're not newlyweds anymore, because people would come over and they'd want to see the wedding albums. And after like 7 or 8 years, I'm like, I can't believe it. I guess we should take these off the
Nobody's
table. 'cause
asking anymore.
they say we're not newlyweds anymore. But it went by so fast.
Oh gosh.
Because
I bet.
I believe that we chose wisely. And I'm so glad that we did. I'm looking at the sign, It's a Wonderful Life, which is my favorite movie, and you have it there on top
great
of your
sign.
mirror.
It's a great
And
movie.
it has been a wonderful life, even with all the challenges so far, and I think that it's good to focus on all the wonderful things, because there are so many, even with all the challenges, there's so many. Thank
Gosh.
God.
Yeah. So over the years, I will say it's cool the other thing I was going to say when we first met is you're America's mom. So It's for
Aw.
our
I was
generation.
like, who's America? Oh,
America. No, your daughters are not named America, but you really are, for our generation, you are one of, if not like the, just our generation's like mom, because we
amazing.
grew up with you on the screen. And so I think when I did meet you and work with you, I was like, oh my gosh, she's even better in real life. And your real marriage is so incredible. And like everything was just even beyond what you see the Russo family, you know, as you're watching or Camp Rock or whatever it is. But gosh, yeah. How did you guys, so you and David, solid foundation of your marriage. You had the girls when you booked Wizards, correct?
before I booked Wizards.
Before you booked Wizards. Okay. So how did that
Oh
how
my
did
gosh.
that go?
It's just amazing how God works because, you know, I've always been so funny. Somebody asked me, you know, about playing mothers and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, it's nothing I set out to do. And I said this in an interview once. It's nothing I set out to do, but I welcome it tremendously because I remember really my first big role in high school was playing Amanda Wingfield in The Glass Menagerie. And I did a great job because she was my mother. She was just like my mother. My Cuban mom was this Southern mom, just from a different heritage, but the same.
She resonated.
Oh my gosh, she resonated so much. And I just did the accent and it just came out just like that. And it was such an amazing experience. So, and my mother was such a larger than life character. And I'm so much my mother in so many ways. And she would tell a story and I would be watching her and she would be just larger than life. And so this amazing compliment that you tell me about being America's mom, it's like, because I got to do 2 major Disney franchises and so many people grew up with me, is such a wonderful blessing because people love those shows.
Oh, they still do.
I
Yes.
know
Every
it.
time
So
we go out with you
sweet.
guys, someone stops you, if not 2, 3, 4 people, always around our age, that generation. And you're so gracious every single time. And I can tell you still genuinely have gratitude every single time.
I do because
It's not phony with you.
you know, no, when you getting back to the most important thing, which is mothering, when you experience it yourself, and then you see how even a fictional mother makes an impression. You see how important the role of mother is. Firstly, when you experience it yourself as, you know, being a daughter and you realize, oh, I've got all these issues, concerns, blessings, hang-ups because of my mother. Wow, she was more important than I realized. And then you become a mother and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm responsible along with my husband, but I'm very much responsible for one of the most important roles in her life, for her mother. And then you see, and then I get to act being a mother and it moves people. It's a big deal. So I appreciate it and I'm touched by it because it's a teen show, a tween show, you know, and the fact that they love the parents so much, not just the tweens, you know, is like, wow, that's really nice.
Oh yeah, we love Selena Gomez, but
They
we also
love Selena as they
love
should,
you.
and David and Jake and Jennifer
the
and
whole
all
cast.
the wonderful teenagers that we had on our show. But they have such affection for the parents, and David and I are so touched by that. And I get it every single day. Wow. And it's so beautiful. And I just, if I can just encourage them, give love on them, appreciate them, it's like I feel a blessing that God gives me.
I see that.
And I've said it before, how bad can your day be when you're having a cranky, terrible day or you look terrible and you go to the store and you think it's just, you know, how much is it? $62.50, here you go. And they're like, I love you. And I'm like, you love me? I love you so much. It's like, thanks.
I needed that.
I needed that.
You're right.
It's so great.
Well,
it's so wonderful. So yes, I'm very grateful.
You have a great attitude about it because I know there can be, you know, there's mixed bag with celebrities and with actors about, you know,
very, very, very few times have I had somebody like, you know, cross a boundary or something.
Yeah,
or, you know,
but
most
you
of the
handle it
time,
so well.
everybody's really nice and really, really kind about wanting a
so
photo or
amazing.
something like that. Yeah.
So you had the girls before you booked Wizards,
Correct.
But then you were a full-time working mom with the girls when you were shooting. How did that go for you and
Madeline
David?
was just like 2, right, babe? 2?
Oh, she's little. Okay. How did you guys
2 or
manage
3?
that?
No, she was 1.5 because I went to do Generation Kill when she was 1.5 and Bridget was 3.5.
They were little. And I
so
was
you guys
still
are full-time
nursing.
actors.
Yeah.
You're both working and you're moms and you're still nursing.
Yes.
How did you, like, what was an average day
We had
when you're doing
a
that?
wonderful lady help us that we got through good friends. And then another lady through good friends that can vouch for her, that knew her,
Yes.
don't hire a stranger.
Preach. Yes.
And we had to hire somebody to help us
gosh,
because
I
we had
imagine.
no family out here, and they were really helpful. And I traveled with a few. I traveled a few times with two different ladies that helped me. One of them is still a dear friend to this day. So it's important to have people that you trust around you. But you make it happen. Like a lot of working parents make it happen.
They do.
And I remember bringing them to set. And now I think I wish I would have brought them to set even more, even though they came often, because it was so fun for them. And I had my dressing room, like a lot of actresses, set up for them with the IKEA little chair and tables and the coloring books. And Jake, who played Max on the show, especially he would play with them because he had a little sister and he was young, and he would
Okay.
and David and
down.
Selena and Jennifer, so sweet to them, and wonderful memories on the set of Wizards with my girls when they were little.
So special.
Oh my gosh. And they knew them as, Selena, David, not like Selena
I was
the
going to say,
star.
they didn't watch the show, I guess,
David
at
the
that
star.
time. They're just
They were so little, they were
Yeah.
watching, what were their favorite shows? Oh, okay, wait.
The Wiggles.
The Wiggles.
Wiggles.
Oh, and I loved Charlie and Lola.
Oh, yes, that's a good one. I forgot about that. So they're not exactly watching Camp Rock with the Waverly Place.
Not yet.
They're like,
When
I
they
don't know
got
who these
older, they
people are.
watched it, and then they realized, oh my gosh, these are huge stars. Demi and
That has to be that's crazy
The
for your
Joe
girls.
Bros,
It's like,
yeah.
oh, I guess we were around them. We were in
it was
that
great.
world.
It was
Yeah.
great because I got to know them as people, which is more important, and it was really sweet.
Wow.
Yeah. So you make it work. I brought them to set. I traveled with them. A lot of actresses do it, but they want to be with us. Number one, they want to be with mom, and they want to be with dad. If you have somebody else that you can trust, especially grandparents, is a blessing too. But if you have somebody else, that's wonderful. But the truth is, the more of you that you can give them, nothing compares. It's just the way it is. So I look back and I wish that I would have brought them to set even more. Because yes, they were safe at home and they were having fun at home and they were learning.
And they're in their setting and their routine. I understand.
And that's what I was thinking. And I had great hours, when you're on a sitcom, as they call it, banker's hours, 9 to 5, except for shoot days.
It's a great schedule.
It's a great schedule. I would go to all the school things. I would get to volunteer in class. I would get to pick them up. During those Wizard years, I believe it was a tremendous blessing from God because I got to be with them a lot. But even then, I think back and I'm like, they want us even more. They want us even more. And if as much of us as we can give them, that's what they want, even when we're not perfect, because none of us are.
Definitely not.
And so that's something I could tell moms out there,
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I mean, Archie's young and I'm just now kind of entering that phase of haven't even worked too much since I've had him, but there has been, element of doing this and doing passion projects and traveling with, Connor's been working and it can feel already overwhelming, the carrying both of, I am not, I guess I kind of am a stay-at-home mom right now, but when I'm not and I feel like my heart is elsewhere, it's just I know so many moms have to feel that where it's like, how do I give them my all? And also, were you ever overwhelmed by that? Do you remember that feeling of being a little bit, your heart's in two places almost, or like your brain's in two places maybe?
Yes. I've heard other people say this, and I think it's true. You can't be everything all at once to them. So it's important to prioritize. And I do think that they're the priority. And looking back too, I think, gosh, why was I so careful, Like I remember early on, my older daughter cooked something and we were like, oh, you turned the stove on? Oh my gosh, be careful. I should have not freaked out. I should have been like, that's great. Let's do it again. And
That's good.
yeah, let me be there. And because it's real life experience and it builds their confidence. So yes, I don't know if you've probably read Jonathan Haidt's book about
I don't know if I have.
the anxious generation.
Oh yeah, we've talked about this.
And the coddling of the American mind. Well, I think I did fall into that, like a lot of parents of our age. And I warn you guys, the newer parents, to not fall into that too much, because when I grew up, we were outside all day doing, and I had overprotective parents, and I still got to play all day outside.
It's so different now.
I mean, yeah, now, and real things happen, real world concerns happened where parents were like, I can't let you out by yourself and we have to schedule play dates. And so it just kind of went too far and backfired a little bit if you read some of his writings, or India Freya, she also writes about that, a young woman who I think is right on about a lot of things. She has a book called Girls, and it's about some of the traps that girls have fallen into. And and again, we can talk about the phones.
I know that you have opinions on this, which I share with you. Get into it.
Phones, the pads.
I was just going to say, teach these. What is you guys really were kind of like the guinea pig generation of seeing it and seeing your kids' friends and just the whole generation go through it.
This is fun. Instagram. You can take pictures in middle school. It's like too young. I think I even did it the beginning of middle school where I let them have social media and all that. It's just too much too soon. And I know that's nothing new and everybody's heard it and read about it. And I think it's true. I think the longer you can
hold off,
postpone. Yeah, we're not meant to know everything going on, all the anxieties and the doesn't make you smarter and more sophisticated. It kind of freaks them out. I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
And also even just games. I think that, when you see a kid at the store and a parent, they have a game. I don't think that's good. I think they should live in the real life moment of shopping with mom.
And being a little bored.
No, they're not going to be bored if you engage them in what you're doing. Picking the fruit. Smell that. Does that smell good? Do you think it's sweet? That means it's ready to eat. I mean, even if they don't understand words yet, they understand, as you know, more than we know that they're absorbing. And when I see that, I'm like, oh, that's so good. Like I'll notice a mom engaging the child.
Well, it takes effort for the mom too now, because we also have a phone. I find myself guilty of this all the time. It's easy to be, I'll just play a podcast while he's playing, or I'll just turn on music, or I'll just do whatever. I'll just text that person back real quick while he's sitting here with me. Yeah. And it's been so convicting. It's so, because it's like, yes, we could talk about the teenagers all day, which is so true and has been proven, but what about the effect of the parent on the phone?
That's such a good point that you brought up. That's true.
It's a constant, there is a time where I do need to reply to this text. I don't want to never get on my phone again. But also, you're right. When I'm engaged with him, when he's sitting there, what are you holding? What kind of ball is that? What color is that? I always want to be better at that. I was just thinking about that today. He was playing with this little ribbon, and it was red and blue and yellow. And there were just nursery rhymes on in the background. I'm just sitting there with him. And I was like, I had to pause on the nursery rhyme. So I was like, we're done with Ba Ba Black Sheep. I was like, what colors are these? Do you see red? Do you see blue? Do you see yellow? And he's 7 months. And, it's maybe a little bit in one ear and out the other, but he's starting to talk a little bit. He's starting to do the dad.
Well, they say the first 3 years are the most important.
Yes.
You are in prime time.
It's true, but it's easy when they're not communicating yet. This is just maybe me.
No,
maybe I'll get shamed for saying this, but it's easy to be like, well, he's not communicating with me, so I don't need to communicate with him.
That's the mistake we make. All of us make that mistake.
Oh my gosh.
And then
you
read all the science and research, and they're like, oh my gosh, they're sponges and their brains are growing faster.
They're taking it all in. So I just want to keep getting better at this. So I'm not saying this from experience, but I am saying it from just my few months of learning. Of that's so good, and you do notice the moms at the grocery store. Where you're like, oh, you're being intentional.
And I'm like, that's so good.
Yes.
And I saw Dad doing it, and I had to say something. I'm too much. I said, "Sir, I just want you to know that's so great that you're talking to your boy and shopping with him, and engaging. He's so smart. That's so great. I just want to tell you that." He's like, "Oh, thanks."
Thank
Probably
you.
thinks crazy lady, but I want to encourage that because it's so important. I'm sure he knows that, and that's why he's doing it. And I just think it's great.
That's sweet. Cheer on the dads. The dads need that.
Yeah, they need to see real life, because so much of the life that we're living is not our own.
I know.
We're watching other people live their lives, and it's so strange. And that's shouldn't be primary. You know, we should live our lives and then, you know, watch us entertain people as actresses on television. But our lives should be number one, you know?
And that goes back to what you're saying about your kids being number one, you know, all of it just being
real
family,
life.
Communication, real life. Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, this phone is a huge responsibility. Huge.
Oh, yeah.
So we've had to deal, you know, we don't know anybody of our age in our friend group that hasn't had a challenge in their older children because
Of when
these-
they got the
of
phones.
these phones, when they got the phone and the influence of the phone. And it's been an issue for a lot of people. So I'm excited that the research is out there.
I was gonna say
Unfortunately,
that.
a lot of the pain and the newer parents cannot fall into the trap of, oh, it's just fun.
Yeah, but I also appreciate that you and people of your generation, the ones that are open about it, it's not like you're saying, you know, you're just simply saying, hey, there are downsides. I think just being honest
Yes.
about what you've seen in this generation
Yeah.
is so important because there's no need to shove it down or sugarcoat it. We need to know, or else we're going to continue the pattern. So I'm
Totally.
really grateful that you've always been pretty open about that, about like,
Yeah.
no phones, don't do it,
Yeah.
just hold off. I think that's great. Yeah. So how do you and David? You have a wonderful marriage. I've said I admire you guys. How do you guys? I guess when the girls were little, I'm curious. How did you guys really focus on prioritizing your marriage in the midst of raising little ones? Do you remember what that, the intentional things you guys
Tried
did?
doing date night, and we talk about them and buy them something and come home early. But
Connor and I'll just always pull up Archie on our phone and start watching live videos from like whatever grandparents babysitting. We're like, we should really take an hour to just talk
Yeah.
about it, but it's hard to because we love them.
because we're actors, both of us. We have a lot of time together. It's not like he has to leave at 6 a.m. for a regular job and come home. It's like, what do you got today? I have a callback for this. Oh, I'm shooting that guest star next week. Okay, do you have and I have to do a voiceover for.
But you're
like,
both
every
home
day is
unless you're on
different.
set.
So
Yeah.
we're home a lot.
So are we.
And so we did spend a lot of time together, except when one of us had a gig or when I was gone a lot or when he had to travel, or traveling is always a challenge.
Yeah.
So we would joke that when we had like a red carpet event, we would say it's our date night because where the kids are at home.
That's so
because
cute.
we actually prefer doing things with them. Well, we did do anniversary alone, right, babe? He's here. David?
Anniversary, yeah.
He
Yeah,
sounds
for
skeptical. I'm
anniversary
just
things
kidding.
we would go out alone and stuff. But yeah,
Ireland.
You went to
well, yeah,
Ireland?
that was recently, babe. But she's talking about when we were little. When they were little. When they were little, we got to enjoy them a lot. We got to
Yeah.
enjoy them. We did a lot of things together because we liked that. We liked that. But now that they're older, I think it's a good idea, and I just want to tell other moms too, that it's important to spend one-on-one time with each kid. I think I could have done that more. I thought, oh, we're
As
doing,
opposed to all hanging out.
yeah.
Okay.
I used to
that's
think,
good.
oh, we're doing a lot of, we're doing the family things together. We eat together at night. We go to the park together. We go to the movies together. We go to events together. We hang out together. And then as they get older, and they're always individuals, but you get to see how different they are as they get older. They're people, and they may not always feel comfortable sharing things in front of their siblings.
That's probably really true. I mean, I remember that from childhood for sure. It's like that special time when you would just go and do something with just your dad or just your mom, and it's like
Yeah.
that intentional time. That's really good advice.
And I think that if there's something I wish I would have done more of, it's that one-on-one, so that they could have had that freedom, especially as they got older, older teens, to have complete freedom in telling me things. And, it's very important as they become, individuals, separate from you.
yeah,
So I would like to encourage moms to
that's
do that
really good.
with the different kids, because the kids are so...
When do you feel
different.
like you started to notice, like what ages were the girls when you're like, okay, they are people,
Middle
they have their
school.
own middle school,
High
Okay.
school. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
like, wow, they're so different. And they love each other very much, but they're also very different.
Yeah, siblings are fascinating in that way.
And I'm very different. I don't know why I didn't realize that. I'm very different than my siblings. And,
oh, same.
but
yeah.
it's not something I would focus on because I wasn't their caretaker or their, their mother. But when you become a mom, you start noticing that.
I've heard people say, I can't remember who it was, someone wise was saying that you're a different mother to your different children. It's like they need a different part of you in a way, where it's like, I feel like this other side of me comes out with this child, and then I have to God brings out a different side of me to mother this child.
Right. But you want them to be the best part of that side.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Like I remember people saying, well, we came from the same family. And my sister and I are so different, or my brother and I are so. We have the same parents. It's like, why they're different people at that stage of life. You guys are different kids. Why would you think you'd have the same upbringing? Nobody has the same exact upbringing. You bring out something in your parents that another child doesn't.
Yes.
I mean, of course.
Well,
it's not gonna be
birth
the
order
same.
is a huge thing too. Yeah,
Totally.
I'm the oldest, and it's so different than my brother being in the middle and my sister being. We have completely different personalities. I'm not saying it's all because of our birth order, but there are so many things that
There's
it's like.
truth to that birth order.
Oh my gosh! I'm like, well, I'm the oldest, so everybody's like, I know I could tell you're the oldest. It's like it's just innate.
What are the
in all
things
of us.
that older kids do?
Well, I feel like I've always been motherly. I mean, I would certainly do that with my siblings, but then also just in life, I feel like I'm always like, there's always younger girls that I feel like I'm kind of like mothering or encouraging or being a big sister to. Just that big sister thing is it's very rare when I'm friends with people that are a lot older than. I feel like that's always the dynamic, and I've tried to get more older people. I mean,
like me.
yes, like
Oops,
you,
sorry.
my friend, yes, because I feel like I'm always just like mother hen for some reason,
So
and that
great.
comes with being the oldest.
I think that's a great
The oldest
quality
tend
to
to be organized. I kind of have that, but it's like there's a lot of that type A thing.
Yeah.
We laugh because in Connor's family, his sister is the second. She has like 3 brothers and a sister, and we always laugh because we're like, she is so the oldest that something went wrong there. We're like, she is so the oldest sister, because it's just like such a stereotype.
My older brother is like another middle child.
100%. Taylor is a middle child, and Staley is the oldest. I don't know what happened there,
That's
but
interesting.
But we laugh about it because it is like so stereotype. But I imagine knowing that, I always wonder, because I'm an oldest. Okay, well, Archie's my firstborn. He's going to be our oldest son. And like, okay, will we have something special? Will we butt heads more because of that? Will we have a bond because of that? Will I get him in a way that I don't get our youngest? You know,
Fantastic.
Are
You're
you
thinking of all these things ahead of time. That's
yeah.
really,
I mean, gosh. I mean, I'm trying. What order are you? Birth
I'm
order.
the youngest, and David's
the
second to the
youngest.
youngest in his family.
Okay.
So we're the babies.
Do you feel like that shaped anything with you growing up compared to siblings?
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Totally. They were like, yeah. I have amazing older siblings. Yeah.
That's so great. Well, also you have a lot of fun and spunk in your personality. Like you're very fun.
thanks.
And I tend to think that the youngest are like there's like a
Well,
maybe
we
a
have them.
free-
We have our older siblings, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
true.
we have them to look up to and to take care of us and to learn from.
Yeah.
And David is one of 8.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
And his mom said, "There are years I don't remember."
I bet so. Oh
And-
my gosh.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Wow.
So he had, older brothers and sisters that were amazing as well. And, he had them,
Yeah, it shapes you.
It's a
My dad's
blessing.
the youngest of 7. So back to Wizards for a second, because I wanted to ask this question because I love Camp Rock. I love Wizards. Selena and Demi, who are wonderful, who are thriving. They both just got married, I think.
I know.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They're in great places in their lives, it
Yes,
seems.
yes.
I would love to know, did you feel like a mother influence to them when you were
Oh.
on set? Like, what was your relationship like with both of them?
Well, I tend to talk a lot, talk too much. So I'm careful, wait till I'm asked, and they had their moms on set, so I'm not their real mom, I'm not going to get in their business. They're professional little
course.
actresses. But I did feel motherly to them, of course, being a mom, and they're so adorable and talented. So, yeah, and a couple of times I said a few things, and encouraged them in certain ways. And whenever they asked me something, it was a huge honor that they asked, and I got to speak into their lives. And I'm thrilled that they're doing well. They've both been through a lot, and they're happy and beautiful and talented, and so many young women and men, boys, look up to them and admire them, and including my own daughters, So I'm thrilled for them. It's really great.
So great.
Both their husbands seem really well suited for them, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, from what I see, yeah. I mean, I'm just excited for it. It sounds so funny, but I think our generation, Miley, Selena, Demi, there was a certain level of just teen pop icon that just doesn't really exist in the same way anymore. It's just a little bit different.
Oh, yeah?
It was just I think there was something to that with that specific era of Disney. And so I think that all of us, I know my friends and I talk about it all the time, we're like, we're always going to be rooting on Selena and on Demi and on Miley Cyrus and on these women that, you know, we don't see as much of anymore specifically. They're all doing their own things. It's not, but there's just something about that generation of Disney that we're just always
those shows were really, really
they were
particularly
impactful.
special. And
Yeah, same with High School Musical. Just that whole world. Yeah, Bart. But that it's like all
the
of those
writing
are,
was really great for
is a special
tween
era
shows.
of Disney. Yeah.
A lot of adults tell me, "Oh, I love Wizards. I used to watch with my kids, and it was
It was
so
kind
good."
of a family show. Like I feel
Yes.
like though it was a children's sitcom.
Yeah.
I would watch it now. I feel like the spinoff is on now. Correct.
Yes, the sequel is doing great.
Sequel. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm so proud of David and Selena and Scott, and it's just really amazing that the fans still stick,
want it.
Yeah, they stick with it, and they're still rooting for us, and they love the OG show and they love the new show, and it's amazing.
So great. Yeah, I love that.
And now I just did Camp Rock 3,
Yes, you did.
which is incredible.
How was it? Did it feel like it'd been a long time since you were in
It
that
has
world?
been. It's been 15 years, but it didn't feel like it at all.
Oh my gosh.
Just like with guest starring on the Wizard sequel, it was like I hadn't skipped a beat.
Seeing the set and everything, did it feel like, okay, we're just back for another?
Yeah, it felt so comfortable, and the set was exactly like it was, the Wizard set and the lair and everything.
Can't even
and
imagine.
The
Probably
new
like you're back in
cast is
time.
lovely, and when I did Camp Rock 3, the Joe Bros are just amazing young men and dads.
They're great,
now.
too. I
and
didn't
they're
mention
dads of
that.
all girls. I said, guys, we all have girls.
Oh,
All of us have.
that's
are
true.
girl parents, and they're wonderful, and the script was great, and the new talent is terrific, and there's lots of great surprises in the show and the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, that's so
I
exciting.
think people are going to love it. The music is awesome.
Oh my gosh, can't wait. I'm Camp Rock for life. I absolutely love it. So your girls are in their 20s. What is your favorite thing about this age that they're at right now? What do you enjoy about mothering young adults?
That they have their whole lives ahead of them. That it's exciting and also challenging. Like I mentioned earlier, that I go to a wonderful Mommy and Me class, which is now called Adventures in Mothering
With Joyce?
with Joyce.
Yeah, I've been there a few
Warman,
times.
who
She's
is an
so
amazing.
wise.
She's my mentor, and she's just an amazing woman. And she's the daughter of 3 girls too.
Oh, yeah, you're
funny.
right.
So funny. Yeah. So we have a wonderful group of women, and we share. We're mostly at similar stages, teens, adults. Few of them have younger kids, and you visited. And,
I did. I was definitely had the youngest child. He was about 12 weeks in my womb.
Yeah, but she also teaches the young mom.
She
mama
does.
group.
I know. I need to go.
And I remember one class she mentioned, a few classes now, but I remember when she first mentioned it, I was like, really? She said, the more challenging years are when they're in their early 20s as a mom, because they're not under your roof. You can't tell them what to do. They're young adults. They're on their own or almost on their own, and they're making their own decisions. And that's a different transition for us as moms. And I was like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. You'd think, oh, the hardest is when they're, you're not
When
sleeping.
they're in diapers. Yeah.
When
when
you're not sleeping and you can't take your eyes off for an instant because they're going to shove it in their mouths and it could be something dangerous. And I remember throwing away every little tiny thing in the house. I threw it away.
Gosh, we're
I
just
didn't want
getting
to
to
have
that
to
phase.
stress out about it.
Yes.
Oh, this is such a cute little small. Get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
It's a choking hazard.
I thought that would be the most stressful
Yeah.
or the most challenging. But no, it's the time that I'm in right now. It's very interesting. Madeline is 20 and she's a junior at Pepperdine, and Bridge is a singer-songwriter, actress, and in the biz.
Yeah.
She's 22, and it's that learning to let go phase. Yet
sure.
being there for them, but not too much where I swoop in and fix her hair and she's like, I wanted it like that. Please don't do that without
The
asking
balance.
me. I'm
Yes.
like, I'm so sorry.
It's hard because we're approaching 30, and now that I'm approaching that, I'm realizing how young 20 is. But when you're 20, You're like, I'm 20. I'm an adult, you know? And then now I'm like, oh my gosh, I was such a baby. Our friends and I have been talking about that so much, how now that we're entering our 30s, we're realizing, oh, the 20s are kind of overrated. They're actually really hard. And you're still so young when you're 20. And there's such a year. You don't know exactly what you want to do with your life, who you're going to marry.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of people are finding their faith. They're really finding it for the first time. And there's just so mistakes are made and you date the wrong people. Like it all happens in your 20s.
Oh gosh, let me tell you, there should be a bigger spotlight and awareness about the decade from 20 to 30. How important it is. No, it should not be about partying and wasting time. I'm young and wasting. No.
It's it shapes so much of you, that decade.
Much.
And from when you compare yourself from 20 to 30, I imagine it's a much bigger difference. It was for me than I imagine 30 to 40 could be, just because you're still really growing up, I think.
Huge.
And you're making the decision of who you're going to marry, and you're making you're going to college, whatever these things are. And so I imagine that phase with our kids will be challenging, because you still have a very necessary feeling of, I don't want to fully let go. Like you're not.
And I'm thinking like about myself also that decade. And I'm thinking that's when you are establishing habits that will make or break your future. Those habits of taking care of your health, of learning financial responsibility, of taking care of your spiritual well-being.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that I did say yes to God. I wish I would have said yes to God years prior, because nothing but wonderful things, even though sometimes growth is painful, it's well worth it, can come from saying yes to God. So I wish I'd done it even earlier. But so much in that decade is so important.
Oh my gosh.
And especially for women, getting back to motherhood, because, if you go by what you read in magazines or you can be a mom anytime.
Yes, there's no rush. There's no rush.
Yeah, it's all about me and what makes me happy and girl bossing. And it's like,
there is a biological clock, technically.
There's reality, ladies. And can you girl boss like after or before? Because there's a clock.
Yeah. If that is important to you, you have to acknowledge that there's a clock.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's fact. And I don't think that we have done a service for women to not highlight that, because I have a lot of friends that did want to become moms and even family members, and it just didn't happen because they thought they had more time.
Because life
I remember
happens,
wanting to wait. I had done this big movie. And I thought, I want to be available. Even though David and I had discussed, okay, we've been married 4 years, we're ready.
It's time.
We're ready to start. And then I did this big movie, and I'm like, oh wait, I want to be available for the press. Let's wait. And my sister said to me, Maria, you're 36, not 26. And I was like, oh, you're right. That is kind of like pushing it.
I got to do it.
And David said, you know what, babe? Anything can happen in this business, as we've seen. If we're ready to start our family, let's do it. And I said, you're right. Let's do it. And everything went smoothly, thank the Lord. And the movie got terrible reviews and bombed. So I'm like,
so you're like, thank goodness I didn't wait for that.
Thank goodness.
That red carpet.
Yeah. Don't put your life on hold if you know and your spouse knows, hey, we're ready. This is our time. So that was another wonderful thing.
Thank you for sharing that. I definitely struggled with that. I've talked with my friend Brittany on one of these episodes. We had a great conversation. She's also an actress. And just that feeling, that fear, that you don't have to be an actor to have that fear. I think so many women, certainly we're on camera, so there might be a little bit of a different physical element to like, is it time? And there's totally that fear of, but the press thing, or I'm on hold for this thing, and what if I get it and I have to be in a swimsuit and I'm pregnant or whatever. But I really think regardless of of the field, so many women that I know have that feeling of like, oh, well, sow my oats in career and eventually like, yeah, I'll have kids down the line, or I'll get married and have kids down the line.
Yeah.
And it just matters where it's at on your priority list. But if it is something that's deep in your heart, and it is something, especially when you're married, like you said,
Yes.
and you and David knew, like Connor and I knew that the Lord was saying it was time.
Yeah.
And so I had to be willing to take the leap and sacrifice. And
And
I'll
then
never
nothing but
regret
great
it.
things come out of it. You know,
It's
that's
the
the thing about
best.
faith. You don't know everything that's going to happen, but when you trust God and it's just better. And that's a promise in Scripture. It's going to be even better than you can imagine.
Yes, better than we could ask or imagine. So good.
And you know, I remember when also during that time of getting pregnant, I was like, well, I had an audition for a big voice job, and I hadn't gotten them. I got one little voice job, and I'm like, gosh, if I get this voice job, that would be great, because I want to get pregnant. And when you have a voice job, you can be pregnant out to here. It doesn't matter what you look like, and
Yeah.
it's steady work.
It's
And
good
I
work.
remember praying about it, specifically praying and asking God, oh, I would love to get this work. It would be so wonderful. And I got it. And it was Hawk Girl on the Justice League.
Wow.
And I had both pregnancies during the 4 years of recording that show.
That is an incredible testimony. I did not know that timing.
And I was pregnant to here, to here, to here. And I remember our director, Andrea Romano, saying, you can practice for when you give birth on your war cries. Because I had like, ha, ha, Hawk Girl's a warrior. And I would get into like princess mode, and I would be like, ah. She's like, no, you're a warrior. I'm like, that's right.
Just
And
like when
so-
you give birth.
And I joke and I tell the girls, you were there when we watched the show. I'm like, you were there, because they were in me.
That's so sweet.
It's so
oh my
fun.
gosh. So he answered that prayer.
Totally.
That's such a
it was
good.
steady work
Yes.
for that time. When we know as actresses, what you
That's-
look like matters. And,
It
and
definitely
it was just
does.
wonderful.
That's so good. I was going to say, I think for any new moms listening, no matter what your field of work is, or if your husband's the one working, but I just think it's such a testimony that the Lord knows more than we do, that He
Yeah.
goes before us, that He will provide. And if He's going to bless you with your child, He's going to take care of it. He has it, and we all worry so much. I fret so much.
That's something I still struggle with, and I'm embarrassed to say, but God is with me and He's helping me. And I think I've matured, right, babe?
Yes.
I've gotten better.
David, say it.
like
That's grown you.
yeah, like letting go and not being afraid, you
Yeah.
know. And He says it, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be
Do not fear.
dismayed, for I am God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And I remember when I was reading that scripture, and I have many times, I thought, well, He doesn't say you're not going to go through it. He says, I will strengthen you. I will uphold you. So He doesn't lie to us,
He doesn't say, I'm going to take it. He
Yeah.
says, I'm going to be with you in it.
Yeah.
Have
And so I have to have the faith and the courage to allow Him to strengthen me and take that step.
It's just easier
So-
said than done.
It is, but everything is.
Yeah.
And we're not alone. And I'm sure of that. So I'm glad that we can encourage each other,
Yes.
and that I have these great stories to share.
Oh, yeah.
Because
We love
that
it.
was an amazing time to have such, and that's another iconic show.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
not every job an actor gets is like amazing.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Sometimes we're like, oh gosh, I don't think I did so well in that, or it didn't mean that much to me. It was something that wasn't. But I have been blessed enough in a very up and down kind of crazy business to be part of a few projects that have meant so much to people,
Yeah.
and for that I am nothing but grateful for. Even the voice job,
The voice work, yeah.
of the Justice League,
So
of
cool,
being
'cause you still-
Hawk Girl.
That still lives on. Just
my
like,
gosh, that's
just
another
like
one.
your other roles. Yeah, you've numerous roles.
And I get to do Comic Cons and meet the
Yeah.
fans. And what's so funny is one time I was at Home Depot, and I we forget that we're actors, because we're just people. So I'm talking to this guy about paint. And he's like 20 something. And I'm like, I wonder, should I get the satin or the eggshell? It's for the wall of the bedroom. And he's a young guy helping me. And he goes, you're Hawk Girl, aren't you?
Oh, so he just recognized your voice?
Yes. And I
Oh my
said-
gosh.
I said, what? Yes. I felt naked. I was like, yes.
There's something vulnerable about somebody recognizing you just from the voice.
Yes, it was so funny. I said,
that's
I
crazy.
am.
That's
And then
crazy,
I got
Maria.
over it, and he was a fan, and it was so sweet.
That's
but
precious.
that was amazing. that he recognized my voice. But I've gotten a chance to be part of some shows that people really love.
Yeah, you
And so
have.
I'm grateful for that. And of course we want more, and we need to get more projects. And like right now, I'm like, did I get that guest star audition?
Actor life.
Especially if
It
it's
never
something
ends.
that really gets to show you off what you
Yeah.
know you're capable of as an artist, you know, the depths of emotion that you can tap into and
yeah.
that you can help tell the story that the director's trying to tell. It's exciting to be part of that puzzle.
Oh yeah. Oh
To
my
be
gosh.
chosen to be part of that puzzle that they need to tell their story. It's exciting.
Oh, it is.
And
Feels
you
like an honor.
It is, and you have to love it because then there's the business side, and then your personal life side, and then your mental and spiritual health side, because we tap into real emotions within us.
So true.
And then there's the challenge of handling the rejection
Which is a whole thing. Yeah.
and not taking it personally.
Oh, I don't know how I acted so many years without walking closely with Jesus,
Yeah.
because it's hard enough when you know the truth and you know he's with you and you know he has a plan. But gosh, it's hard when you're
And
just
you were a
constantly.
child actor, which I
I
wasn't.
was, yeah. I've
What
been
was
doing
that
it-
like?
Oh my gosh. Well, it was just, and my parents were very helpful because I felt confident and loved at home. It wasn't like I was more loved if I was booking things or anything like that.
Good.
But it was still just hard. It just hurts. There's just something in you
For
as
a
a
kid to
12-year-old.
handle
You didn't
that.
get that. Yeah. They thought you were, you had buck teeth or whatever I had. You had bangs. Who made that decision? I guess
Right.
I did. But yeah, it's like whatever I had. It was challenging. And I do think about that now, having kids of my own. I'm like, okay, yes, maybe my children won't be actors, but when they're trying out for sports or when
Yeah.
that rejection is just, it's
Would you
so
let
important.
Would you let them be child actors?
Oh gosh, the word "let" is so
I know,
challenging.
I know.
I would say that I would love for them to not be as children,
Yeah.
and they could make that choice down the road. I think that's what Connor and I talk about now. But we're also both actors, so we're like, what do we expect? They're probably gonna like it.
Yeah.
But I would love it if they would get to live their child. I mean, I had a great childhood and I acted, but I still think I'm like, I just did that. Like, I would love for you guys to have a different experience and kind of
Yeah.
see what that's like. But I also want to honor what their passions are. So we'll kind of see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have the advantage of knowing what it's like. 'Cause
I
a lot
do.
of parents don't.
Oh, yeah.
And they, inadvertently step into landmines because they don't know the challenges or even think
didn't-
about
Yes,
what
you
a
gotta
kid
have your
can be
discernment
thinking
up.
about. So that's really good that you already know. I don't know if you saw the documentary Child Star that Demi Lovato directed.
I did see that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
A lot
It
of
was
young
eye-opening.
actors that are now adults got to share about their experiences, and because Demi was the one interviewing them, I think they felt really comfortable since she had experienced so much,
For sure.
and it was very telling. So, I mean, there's an advantage to it because you are usually, I'm sure part of why you're such a good actress is because you had all that experience growing up.
Yeah, it
And
shapes you. Yeah,
You learn a lot. You learn about the craft, and
you do.
but then you also miss out on, whatever normal is, which is not, I can't even describe that now with these-
that's
getting
true.
back to these phones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
so
true.
it's
Well, it's kind
interesting.
of like anything else. What you said about mothering, like you can't be everything at one time. It's like we had to make decisions. We had to make
Right.
sacrifices. You can't
Yeah.
have everything all at one time. And
Yeah.
I couldn't, be in school and do those things and also be in LA and be at pilot season. And at the time it was all in person. It was very different.
Yeah.
So, yeah. My last question is, what would be advice that you would have for a new mom today? What would you love to share? What do you wish you knew?
Oh, that, well, oh, so much. Everything we've talked about went through the roller. Breastfeeding, the phones, time with
There's
you.
so much.
I think time present with you is more important than anything, than the best, most expensive formula, than the best photo you can take, than the best toy, than the best skills that they can learn to be brainiacs. Just this. The I see you, I hear you, just the connection. Because everything else has been an attack, whether overtly or not, an attack on getting in the way of that connection. And I had a lot of that. I was blessed enough to have a lot of that, but I wish I had even more. I wish I hadn't
good.
stopped her from cooking. I wish I had had even more, because even though I had some good people there, nothing is more important than this. You with them as much as possible without anything else.
That's so good. I need that because I'm a total doer, and I can want to make sure everything's done for him to have a good day. And I always have to make it so intentional to like lock in and just be present.
Me too. I'm a doer. I thought doing is love. Doing things for you, making sure that you have the most nutritious lunch, researching the best games or books for your brain, doing things so that you can have it in front of you. When really it was bringing them with me to the store to look for those things and talk
That was
about
the
it with
experience.
them.
That's so good.
Because then they don't understand or even maybe even appreciate those things. But if you're with them, if they're with you, like it used to be where they had to be with us. You know, I had to be with my mom. We didn't have a babysitter at home. And what did I learn? How to how my mother acted in front of people. How to get paid money. How does that cashier treat her? Smelling that tomato. How the butchers would perk up when she walked in because she was so lovely and charming. Do they have a crush on my mom?
Yeah.
All kinds of real life things that they don't get
experiencing
to
things
have
together.
because they're not with you, alone with you enough. Like I remember observing my mom getting ready to go out. She would be singing, and it would be it would be part of getting ready, singing and doing her hair, and it informed me about who she was and what life is like. I mean, just things that I think used to be the norm for a lot of people. And the more advanced we get, the more
have to fight for those
detached we are
moments.
to this human experience.
It has to be so intentional.
I read about you. I watch you. I comment on you. But am I with you? Do I see behind your eyes what's really going on? You know, we don't have that like we used to. And we're not close like we used to be, more so. And we think we're so sophisticated, and we're really quite detached. And I think it's hurting us. It's hurting us as people, and it's hurting us as parents.
That's so good.
But I get to be a grandparent one day, maybe.
Yes.
And I'm getting ready. Right, babe?
I'm going to be so present.
We're getting ready. We are working out. We know that we're going to be older. Resistance training
all the way.
so that
Lift
we
those
don't
weights.
get tired playing with them.
So good, you guys.
And I'm going to cook every meal with those grandchildren.
I bet you
I'm not going to be afraid that they get burned. I'm going to, Now
That's so
I hope our
good.
girls let us do that. Because that's
yeah.
what we want to do, We want to be as connected as possible. As we lose connection, we want to get it back.
That's so good. Thank you so much. This has been such an amazing conversation.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank
It's
you
so
for
fun
your
to be here
wisdom.
with you guys.
Yeah,
And
this
you.
is so fun. It's so fun to have you. Yeah,
Thanks
thank you.
for asking me.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding? It's an honor. Thank you.